Well, if you had just spent the money and hired the right person and onboarded the right team member, or went out and found a service provider that does the work the right way, you would have avoided all these problems. But the reason that people actually aren't doing that is because they want to be cheap about it, because they're scared, they have fear about, where am I going to get more sales? And if you just have the marketing figured out, you can make the cash register ring. You want to ramp up, you want to double your business, just double your marketing expenses. It's that easy.
You talk about why marketing is the number one thing that every business should be focusing on. Go for it. Why is that?
When I'm talking about marketing, Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, things like that. Once you have that figured out, where you have a positive ROI, that, hey, I can spend $100 on Facebook ads and get $500 in sales back, something like that. Once you have it figured out, you have your funnel figured out, you have the ability to then buy growth. And as a consultant, as a coach, I have seen so many business owners where they're struggling, they're making mistakes, not just with marketing, but with growth, with hiring new team members, with building that next product, offering a new service. They're struggling and they're making mistakes when it really all boils down to one thing, and that's you don't know how to get more sales. You're scared to say add that new employee and add that expense of that new employee because, now I'm doubling my expenses. I don't know if I'm going to be able to double my sales. So then people end up making all sorts of mistakes. They end up being cheap about things. They take forever to do things. When in reality, if you just had your marketing figured out, you would have the confidence to make that right hire, as an example, hire the right person, onboard them, and know that, hey, once I add that person, I can then increase my marketing, do some more Facebook ads, do some more Google ads, whatever, and double my sales or triple my sales. I have the ability to buy growth.
So it sounds to me like some of the common mistakes then, they're not really like traditional business mistakes as such. It's more like a mindset issue about they can't envisage a future whereby their income far out exceeds their outgoings.
Yeah, it really comes down to fear. And then what happens is you kind of make excuses. Well, I can't find the right, and I keep going back to this hiring a person, but yeah, I can't find the right person, or I can't find the right solution, or, all the people dealing in the digital marketing space I've dealt with, say, web design companies, where they go out and they hire this cheap developer because they don't want to increase their expenses a lot, but they still want to hire a developer to, help them out with their workload. Well, then that developer produces crappy work because they're paying them rock bottom prices, right? Well, if you had just spent the money and hired the right person and onboarded the right team member, or went out and found a service provider that does the work the right way, you would have avoided all these problems. The reason that people actually aren't doing that is because they want to be cheap about it, because they're scared, they have fear about, where am I going to get more sales? And if you just have the marketing figured out, you can make the cash register ring. You want to ramp up, you want to double your business, just double your marketing expenses. It's that easy.
I think that's right. We have something in the UK called apprenticeship. So we get apprentices who come through very green. They're not very good at sort of very like sponges. They're desperate to learn. But we did this in our old web design days. So we ran a web design agency for 12 years. And we used to take on these very green apprentices. And they were great. They were cheap. But the amount of time it used to take to train them up to get stuff done, and they would do it in half the time that we, trained professional web designer could actually do, or an experienced web designer could do it in. And so when we looked at it, it might be 15K a year to hire an apprentice versus say 36K to take on an experienced web developer. But the 15K person could only generate about 30 grand's worth of income for the business. The experienced person, on the other hand, could produce 100 or even 150,000 revenue for the business. Yeah. So hiring for skills is definitely the way forward. The other thing which I took from that as well, Dylan, was and I think you've alluded to this, but it's the things which got us to 6 figures are not going to get us to 7 figures. And that is actually a marketing problem, being able to market and sell a higher ticket priced item.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If you're at premium price point, you definitely make scaling your business a lot easier. But something you said there actually stands out to me when that's 6 to 7 figures. I like to say to people that it is easier to 10x your business than it is to 2x your business. And this is especially critical for those that are like at that beginning stage, maybe doing 50, 60, $100,000 a year. It is easier to go from that to 800, 900, a million a year than it is to go from, say, 75 to 150. The reason is that when you are sitting there and you're thinking, oh, okay, I want to double my business this year. Last year I made 75,000. I want to make 150 this year. You just end up thinking, well, I just need to do a little bit more of what I was doing last year. I just need to, I was going to conferences. Remember what those were like before COVID? Going to industry events. Yeah. Where you would actually like get in a room, multiple people, and be close to them, like for not 6 feet apart. You'd be close to multiple.
This strange
people.
World you speak of, Dylan.
Yeah, I know. It was back in the medieval days. But so that's how you get your clients. You go to industry events, and that's where you end up getting your clients. Well, you end up thinking, well, okay, I did 2 a month. Well, if I just do 4 a month, I'll be able to double my sales. Well, if you're thinking, okay, I want to 10x my business, I want to go from 75,000 a year to 750,000 next year. Well, you start to realize, okay, I can't go to 20 industry events a month. Like that's just not possible. So then you start to think outside the box. You start to think in terms of what can I do differently, not what can I do more of. So it is definitely easier to 10x your business than it is to 2x.